Hello everyone, welcome back to the 1970s. It is right now October 2nd and the second day of harvest. Now it's only 8 in the morning, so the corn is still pretty wet. We have like 3 fields of corn to harvest, and I think it'll go pretty well. I'm debating picking up some contract work because a lot of our neighbors do have corn to harvest as well. We're kind of a little bit ahead of the game. So for now, I'm just going to head into Tahitian, head over to the diner. We're going to have a nice pancake breakfast with the harvest crew. So the plan for harvest is we have 3 fields of corn left to go. And then I'm debating picking up some contract work, just like seeing if any of our neighbors need any help, because a lot of neighbors still have corn left, and who knows, maybe they could use some help. So that might be something we do, but we'll see. We definitely have 3 of our own fields to do first, and that is first priority. Oh, what is that? That's cool. Looks like an old grain truck. Oh, and it looks like it's for sale. Alright, we might have to check that out on our way back. I couldn't tell exactly what it was, but it looked like some old grain truck. Alright, there's the diner. Just gonna turn here, and it looks like Mark's already here. Oh, and there's Larry. And what is he towing? Well, I'm not sure what this is. Looks like just an IBC pallet. I can't tell what's inside of it. But this is Larry's truck. It's a F100. It's got a topper on it. Pretty cool. But yeah, I'll have to ask him what that is. But pancakes, here I come. Alright, yep, that sounds good. Alright, see ya. Alright, so let's see. Larry. He told me this is his makeshift fuel trailer. So he said it's got about 1,000 liters in it. And it's on this little just aluminum trailer that he found. It's a really tiny trailer. It's only like 3 feet wide. But it's a perfect use, he says. And he says it works pretty well. So, I don't know. We'll have to try it. If we ever run out of gas, I guess that's a perfect solution. But we're going to head back. I'm going to check out whatever that was on the way here. It looked like some kind of grain truck. I'm not sure. It might be useful. It might be a useful buy for us. You can see down there, that is the local tractor supply. I have definitely been there a few times. That's an understatement. Very much an understatement. Alright, let's see what we got here. So yeah, that looks like an old Ford grain truck. Let me just pull over here and see what we're working with. So yeah, it looks like there's a for sale sign on it. And it kind of looks like the same color as my pickup. Yeah, it's got the cherry red and the tan. That's pretty cool. So yes, it is for sale. There's a very small bit of rust on it. Doesn't look too bad. How much are they asking for? $5,800. I could work with that. Yeah, it looks like it's got a grain bed. Oh, it does have a pin hitch. That could be useful. Does look like it's got some nice kind of off-road tires. And that'd be nice in a kind of wet field. So yeah, I'll have to, let's see, let me write down the address. Alright, I'm going to head over there real quick because the corn's still wet. We don't really have anything to do. And we'll have to see if we can get that bought. I think it'd be a good addition. I don't really see anything wrong with it. I'll have to ask the owner if there's anything I need to be worried about, but I think it'd be a good buy. Alright, yep, thank you. Alright, so we spent $5,100 and got ourselves a grain truck. So, he said the only thing that was wrong with it was maybe like a slight transmission issue, where you have to be very careful when changing gear. But other than that, he said it was all good. And this is actually my neighbor. My farm is literally just behind his house. But we're going to get backed out of here. Actually, I'll just turn around. And yeah, so we got a new truck. It should be pretty good. I hope it can pull the wagons. I don't see why it can't. It did have a pin hitch on it. So yeah. While I'm here, I'm just going to take a look at the corn. Yeah, it's still a little moist. Maybe in like, I don't know, half an hour. We can probably get in the fields. I don't know what happened to that one. But yeah, probably in like half an hour. Should be good to go. Alright, I'm just going to leave my truck in the driveway. I'm going to walk and grab the grain truck. I've got keys for it. But yeah, I'm just going to walk. Speed walk. All right, here it is. Let's see if she starts up. All right, so the guy said it's been sitting here for a few days. So let's see if she starts. Come on. Come on, you got it. You got it. All right. I think she's on. And put her in gear. Oh, all right, there we go. She moves. All right, I'm just going to get her spun around and head back to the farm. And I'm just going to do a quick check over, make sure nothing's wrong, make sure it doesn't burst into flames. But, I mean, it seems to drive pretty well. The interior is in pretty good condition, I gotta say. Alright, so this thing is a little slow. I'm gonna have to check the transmission on it because it was making some creaking sounds. I'll just say that. So I'm gonna get this backed into the workshop. Oh, that's nice. Alright, that should do it. The transmission was grinding a little bit. It was completely out of oil. I don't know how this thing even started, but yeah, it was just totally out of oil. But it looks pretty good. I gave it a quick wash off. I got the for sale plate removed. All the rust was mostly just dirt. There wasn't actually much rust on it, which is pretty good. And yeah, I'm going to try and get the wagons hooked up to it. I don't see why I couldn't. So yeah, should work pretty good. It's got some pretty decent capacity by the looks of it. Alright, I got the 4320 off the wagons. I hope we can get them hooked up. Don't mind the doors open. Alright, we got her hooked to the wagons. It might look a little dodgy, but it's fine. There we go. Alright, we got the grain train. Let me see if she moves. Oh yeah. A little slow, but it'll work. Yeah. Alright, in probably like 20 minutes maybe, I'll get Mark and Larry down here and we can start combining. Alright, I've got the 4320 parked in the shed. It looks like Mark and Larry are here. And it seems, yep, alright, they are getting the combines warmed up. I guess I'm going to get the truck warmed up. And then we're going to head to the fields. Alright, Mark's already on his way. Looks like he's heading towards the railroad crossing. There goes Larry. He's on his way. He's going to start on field 101. Mark's going to go to field 96 first. And yeah, this should be a pretty good harvest. One thing that I'm not quite sure of is once all these wagons are full, this is going to be a really heavy load. And crows, get off my field. And we're kind of struggling to go just without the... Where is Larry going? Larry, what are you doing? Where are you going? Larry! Alright, I guess he's taking a shortcut. Okay, you go for that. Alright, we're going to try and unload Mark on the go on a hill in a ditch. We'll see if the Ford's got enough power for it. Come on. Go, go, go. Come on. Alright, seems like we got it. I will say I am liking this truck. I think it looks really cool. It tows the wagons not too badly. So yeah, it's also got some pretty good capacity. We've got almost like half a silo's worth of capacity just in this grain train. Alright, we're getting Larry unloaded. The corn seems to be yielding pretty good. We've already got a pretty good amount. I mean, they're still both on their first headlands. And we've already got a decent amount of corn. So yeah, alright, perfect. Larry's unloaded. Now I can just switch over to Mark. Gotta watch out for trains though. Come on, Mark. One thing about the AI workers is sometimes they're really good, but sometimes they're not so good at kind of leaving corn in the corners like that. This time it seems to be pretty good, and... Oh, that's a train. Mark, hurry up. Mark, hurry up. I gotta get out of the way. Oh, not good, not good. A little close. Okay, this is a little weird. We're loading with grain as we're leaning towards the train, and oh. Come on, speed up. Okay, this truck's kind of struggling a little bit on power. I might need to unhook some of the wagons, especially when they get full. Alright, so we finally got the truck filled up. I think, yep, 22,600 liters in the truck, so that's pretty good. And then we're just getting the wagon filled up right now. Mark's doing a pretty good job. He's going on his passes now. I think Larry is, yeah, he's also working on passes. So overall, we're pretty efficient, and Mark just hit the back of the combine on the wagons. Yeah, we're going pretty efficiently. I think I'm going to work out a contract deal with one of the neighbors about one of the fields down there, kind of by field 114. Oh, come on, truck, get up to speed. There we go. All right, it looks like Larry's making some pretty good progress over here. He's already got, I'd say, maybe half the field cleared out, if you count the headlands. So I'd say he's doing pretty good. Oh, go, go, go. I stalled it. Go, go, go. All right, this truck is struggling a little bit on power. I think once we fill up all these wagons, it's going to be a little bit difficult to get up the hill over there once we start going to some of the further fields. All right, so we got one of the wagons filled. What I'm going to do now is unload both the truck and wagon. And I'm actually going to drop off 2 of these wagons at the farm because this truck is really starting to struggle on power with the wagons all filled up. Like, just look at it right now. There's nothing in those 2 wagons, and we're kind of struggling to get up the hill. So what I'm going to do is drop the 2 rear wagons and just have 1 wagon. We'll still have plenty of capacity. It'll be fine. Besides, this may or may not be illegal to take down the road. All right, there we go. We are unloading. So this will actually fill up this bin, and then we can start filling this one. And I guess whatever we have left is just going to have to be sold right off the field because we don't have any more capacity. This bin's already got soybeans in it. All right, so we got the auger hooked up on the small bin now. We are once again dumping. So these small bins, I think, have an 85,000 liter capacity, and that big bin has 100,000 liters. So we might be able to get all the corn in the bins. We'll see. If not, no big deal, but we can get better prices if we just put them in the bins. All right, both Mark and Larry are telling me over the radio that they are full. Sadly, there's not much I can do until this wagon's unloaded, so I'm going to have to get over to them real quick. All right, we've got everything unloaded. I did detach 2 of the wagons just so we can get over there faster. But I think this will work better just for performance, and it puts less stress on the truck. So we're going to go with this setup. I think it'll work well, and I need to get there quickly because they're both full. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to drop off this wagon for Mark here, and he can unload into that while I go over and get Larry all unloaded. But it looks like that worked. No, really, Mark? Okay. I guess that won't work. I guess Mark just wants to unload on the go. All right, now I'm going to try letting Mark unload into the wagon because I think he'll stay there because he's on the end of his pass. And yeah. All right, now I can go get Larry unloaded. All right, we're getting Larry unloaded. I think the chaos is settled. Mark's back up and going. This field's actually almost done, which is surprising. All right, so I just had a look, and the 4020 is kind of running low on fuel. So we're going to try Larry's contraption here. See if it works. Get the truck fired up. And then we might need to fuel up the combines. I'm not sure. They're not using that much fuel, but we'll see. All right, so the fuel trailer works. I'm going to take this out to the field just in case we need it. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool, I guess. Oh, all right, so while I was on my way over here, the hood flew up on Larry's truck. I don't know why. Looks like you might have to get those latches checked. Let's just see if we can. All right, there we go. Yeah, I was on my way over here and the hood just flew up. I couldn't see where I was going. I'm gonna have to tell Larry about that, and it looks like he's full. Oh, great, now they're both full. This must be some really good yielding corn. Ugh. Okay, that was close. Yeah, this must be some really good yielding corn if they're both full again. Alright, I'm just going to get Larry fully unloaded here. He should be able to finish up this field, if I'd have to guess. There's only like 2 more passes. So yeah, this field, I don't know. I'm surprised by the amount of corn we've gotten off this field. Because this is like the 3rd time he's been full. So yeah, pretty good yielding stuff. Alright, we're getting Larry unloaded. He is done with field 101. And Mark is doing pretty good on field 96. Now, I did just look at the weather. We are supposed to get rain at noon. And that is going to completely stop harvest. So I think I'm going to get Larry going on field 96. And then just hope we can get it all done before the rain comes. We're going to have to save field 114. I think the corn will still be good for another day. But yeah, we're supposed to get rain at noon. And that's going to completely stop harvest for today. So we got to get going. All right, we have managed to finish field 96. I'm just going to get the 8820 unloaded. Mark hopped in the 6600, so he's finishing the field. Truck's full. Yeah, so we got the truck full. Whatever doesn't fit in the wagons, the combines have to go back to the farm anyway. So that'll be fine. We can just transport it that way. Larry brought his truck over here. He's getting warmed up. The clouds are starting to roll in, so we are expecting rain at around 12:30. But we did manage to get the field finished up, which is pretty good. We've gotten plenty of corn off these two fields, and I am planning on harvesting field 114 in the next episode and possibly contracting 111 or maybe 113. But anyway, that is going to be it for this episode. I would like to say thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.